30 years ago, I was a contact team leader facilitating what I call HICE human-initiated contact events, aka CE5. As part of that work during high meditation or simply resting quietly in bed, I started having dream-like encounters with what I imagined were non-human intelligences. These were labeled contract downloads by Unseen World podcaster Linda Irwin. One of these encounters had such a powerful effect on me that I was unable to describe it without weeping. Here is the portion of a long report about how the alleged ETs can really push our emotional buttons. A Zeta female appeared. As these thoughts were being downloaded into my consciousness, I got the impression that the source was an ET female. Perhaps she was one that I might even have an ongoing relationship with. She appeared in my mind's eye to be a so-called Zeta type of being. That alleged race of extraterrestrials, according to many UFO aficionados, originates from a star system called Zeta Reticuli, about 40 light years from Earth. This aspect of UFO lore comes from the Betty and Barney Hill case, whose story of an alleged onboard encounter with aliens is described in the classic book Interrupted Journey. Betty was later able to draw a star map that she reportedly was shown after she asked from where her ET hosts came. This map was then used to search a multitude of actual astronomical configurations to see if a match could be found. Success was declared when the binary system of Zeta Reticuli reportedly fit the pattern Betty had remembered. IT felt as if this being knew me well. I thought that the female non-human being might even be a mixed human ET ancestry. I perceived her emotions telepathically. She was not unfriendly, but I sensed that she was offended to the point of being indignant concerning the use of the word experiment. It was as if she was saying, "You people, you humans, call our encounters experiments. Well, let me tell you a thing or two." The next packet of information was reminiscent of material that contactee John Salter received during an alleged friendly on-board encounter with ETs. In 1988, in my mind's eye, I was shown a kind of star map that traced the course of an extended migration through space. At the level of knowledge, I became aware of a massive exodus that lasted a very long time, generations, perhaps even centuries. The tone of her presentation was somewhat didactic. I sensed, however, an undercurrent of irritation, perhaps even scorn. I imagined her saying, "It took us a very long time to get here," meaning Saul's star system, and it required much personal and collective sacrifice. I got the impression she was referring to the loss of numerous spacecraft, with many of her people dying. My store of memories were incorporated into the narrative. The waking dream continued with the female stating, "For us, our arrival to your star system was like being reborn. The harsh, cold conditions of deep space flight were replaced with a chance for a new life on a warm, beautiful planet, the one you humans call Earth." I was aware that my store of memories was being incorporated into the awake dream. In my mind's eye, I saw a Zeta child dancing around a maypole in New York's Central Park. The images were so crisp and powerful that I have no difficulty recalling them over 29 later. At the level of knowledge, I knew it was early springtime. The scene unfolded near the carousel where my parents used to take me, holding the ribbon as he danced. A sun shower poured cold rain down upon a little gray being with wraparound eyes. The ET female continued her discourse. She explained that her people were here to assist our less advanced civilization during a critical transition time in our evolutionary development. Her tone changed from stern to sardonic. You humans think you are so special, but you're not. Now almost coyly she added, we've been this way with others, a most passionate form of non-human love. I became aware that this was the proud history of her people. They traveled through space, from one star system to another one. Their mission was a peaceful one. They offered help to many planets in need. In no uncertain terms, I was informed that this was a religious duty for them, one that they willingly embraced no matter what the cost. The emotional power of her communication increased. She was clearly expressing outrage, and I understood it to be a most passionate form of love. I recoiled from the emotional torrent emanating from her whole being. I was bent over in shame as this physically frail non-human female blasted her telepathic message into my mind. So don't tell me this is an experiment. This is the history of our people. This is how we express our solidarity with other races of intelligent beings. This is how we express our devotion to God. So don't you dare tell me this is an experiment. I recall reacting to this final part of the message by pleading something like, oh, I am so sorry, please forgive us. Please, kind lady, please don't be so angry with me. For reasons that I have trouble understanding, this message had such power over me that for 20 plus years, I had difficulty telling it to others without tears forming. In the spring of 2014, I attended a meeting in Roswell of fellow authors that contributed to the Jeff Becker's book, Paths to Contact. There, over dinner, I shared the contents of this awake dream with Martin Chicorn from French Canada, who also wrote a chapter in Jeff's anthology. There was just the two of us at the table. Sure enough, right on schedule, as I came to the end of the story, as it happened so many times before, I got all choked up and the tears started to form. I managed to finish, however, without overtly crying. Martin gently observed that the ETs really know how to push our emotional buttons. I couldn't agree with him more.